Okay, I guess I gotta do the thumbnail because I forget every time. Okay, I did it. Hi! Remember me? Remember me, your favorite booktuber that barely ever posts? And when she does post, she posts stuff that you really don't care about and doesn't give you the content you deserve.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, back at it again with the terrible lighting. So today I wanted to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. I don't remember when I came up with this idea, and I wrote in my notes, and then I totally forgot about it, and then found it. Do it. I know I did a book recommendations video like 2 videos ago, but like I've been wanting to do this video for so long because I think it's just the smartest idea ever. And that is book recommendations based off of books that I don't like, or I didn't like. We'll see which present or past tense I'll go for the title, but that is basically it. I'll give you book recommendations based off of books that I didn't like. These book recommendations may be based off similarities between the 2 plots or similarities between retellings and stuff like that. This started for a first book that I did not like, and that book was Unhooked. So I actually don't remember the author of this book because I really don't care about this book. I remember buying this book really hyped for a Peter Pan retelling. That's basically why it's called Unhooked. Get it? So basically in this Peter Pan retelling, we have 2 best friends. They move to London because one of the girls' moms is psycho, and they are taken by Peter Pan, I believe, and they're off to Neverland. One's with Peter Pan, the other one's with Captain Hook, and they're trying to decide who's the true hero, who's the true villain, blah, blah, blah. It was so bad. It was I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I was looking on Goodreads and I was like, the Goodreads score isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible. When I read this book, I was like, oh my god, no wonder some people gave it 3 and some people gave it 2. Literally, this book, the main character is just a plain piece of paper. Romance is freaking weird. The main character isn't with her best friend until the 3rd, 4th of the book. And do you want to know a spoiler? The best friend dies. And I'm just we never knew this character for only 5 pages and you kill her off. So the book I'm going to recommend to you today is another Peter Pan retelling with a main character also named Gwen, which I kind of find hilarious with these Peter Pan retellings, and that is the Neverland Wars by Audrey Greathouse. Now I remember finding out this book because there was a YouTuber organized these blog tours and then you could sign up for the books or whatever. And one of the books that I really wanted to get for the blog tours was this book. I didn't get it. I saw it in stores and was like, oh my god, I want this. A year later, I actually did get to do a sponsored video for the sequel, doing a review of it, because I really love this series. I haven't read the 3rd one though. Is the 3rd one even out? It follows a main character, also named Gwen. So Gwen basically cares for her little sister, the little sister's everything to her, and one night the sister disappears. 2 nights later, the sister reappears and tells her to come to Neverland with her. And we start this whole thing about these Neverland Wars, how reality and Neverland are butting heads because Neverland is taking children. And we find out later that technology is actually from Neverland. Neverland is advanced. It's like Wakanda and Black Panther where they have all the technology that we don't have because they're smarter than us. I enjoy Gwen as a character. She's not the best in the first one, but she grows into a great character. There's this love triangle that I don't find annoying, and I really enjoy the sister and sister bond. It's really, really sweet and enjoyable. It also stays true to the Neverland Peter Pan story. I really enjoy that. And I think it's great. I want to reread it because it gives me all this childish kind of wonder when you read a Peter Pan retelling. So yeah, I highly recommend this if you're in a Peter Pan retelling mood, not Unhooked. Please don't touch that book. Okay, so the next book that I have that I didn't like, this isn't going to be a shocker to you all, but Leia on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. No, there's tabs in it. Does that mean I liked it? No. I come to the realization that this book is probably one of the most overhyped books before it came out. I was really excited for this book. Number 1, we have a fat bi main character. And I like Leia in Simon. I think she's an enjoyable character. I related to her a lot. She looks on the negative side of things, which I do most of the time. But I enjoyed her in Simon. Did I enjoy her in this? Kinda. But was this plot really good? No. Were the characters not like their Simon counterparts? No.
I added enjoy here. I know I look dead. That's because I worked 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I hate Avengers. Clarify here is that I meant yes when I said that they're not like their Simon counterparts. Because I still want to remind you all that hashtag not my Nick. because he's not my Nick. Lay on the Offbeat Nick is not my Nick.
This book was such a letdown. Like, I don't even remember, like, I remember being so hyped for this book, and then just, like, just, why did Becky Abertale do this to us? Like, think about it now, I probably gave it too good of a rating, because it definitely doesn't deserve a 3.75. I really think it does deserve a 2.5. Now, if you didn't like Leia on the Offbeat, I have a different book to recommend to you, and that is Running with Lions by Julianne Winters. Oh my god, I want to read this book so badly. It's this like great summer LGBTQ plus book. Oh my god, I love it. This book follows a boy by the name of Sebastian, who is bi, I believe, and he is on this soccer team. And for the soccer team, you have to go to a summer camp, I guess. I don't know much about high school sports because I don't do that thing. So basically, he goes to this summer camp for his soccer friends, and he falls in love. And what I really, really love about this book is that these characters, almost all these characters, are LGBTQ+. Like, you know, like, Sebastian has two friends. One of them is gay, and then I think one of them is also bi, but he doesn't fall for either of them, which I really, really like because, yeah, that's what I feel about it. And I enjoy this book. It's similar to Becky Abertale's. She even blurbed it right here. So if you like Simon, if you like Leia, if you like Upside, you're really going to enjoy this book. So, yeah, read it. Please, please read it. Okay, the next book I have to recommend to you, or not recommend to you. I remember reading this book for school and I hated it. If you've been on my channel for a little bit, you know that I really hate required reading back in 10th grade. It's changed around in 11th grade, but 10th grade, we read a lot of books, including a book called Black Like Me, talking about a white guy and how he deals with racism, even though he blackfaces. But if you want to read a book from an actual black person instead of a white person blackfacing, you can read, one of my recommendations to you is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. I don't know if I talked about this book a lot on my channel, but I really, really love this book. This book follows a boy by the name of Justice. He is surviving through the recent harsh times of racism in the United States. And throughout this book, he deals with his struggles by writing letters to Martin Luther King. Really, really heart-wrenching, emotional novel. I really enjoy it. It's talking about recent discussions, and it's taught in a very, very mature way. And it's very short, so if you want to just read it in one sitting, because you can, because it's just such a great book. Another emotional read about racism, I'm sure you probably have heard about it, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I'm sure you're done with me talking about this book, but I freaking love this book. And I don't know why I chose this edition of it, because it's all shiny. And it's reflective, and I'm sure editing Julia will find this annoying. So if you don't know what The Hate You Give, I'm not going to tell you the plot because I'm sure you probably already know it. And it deals with similar topics to Dear Martin, and it will make you cry every single page. It literally made me cry on the first page. I was listening to the audiobook in class. Worst mistake ever. Hey, schools, don't make your students read Black Like Me. Make them read these books instead. Whoa. The next book I have to talk about, I can't find my copy of this book, even though it's signed. Whoops. The book I didn't like, I'm sure you've heard about this on my channel. The Summer Intern Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han is probably one of the worst trilogies I have ever read. And
Hi, I would like to take that back.
The Summer Intern Pretty trilogy basically is about a girl at the beach, and she's in love with two guys. Oh my god, drama! But instead, I'm going to recommend to you not one, not two, 3 books kind of like The Summer Intern Pretty, talking about summer and falling in love for the first time. Just those. You have a book with a girl main character at the beach or somewhere different than she's usually at during the summer. That's, you've got me hooked. So the first one I have to recommend to you is kind of different than Summer Intern Pretty, but it kind of has the same plot structure, kind of, not really. And that is Girl Out of Water by Laura Silverman. Now, Laura Silverman just came out with a recent book called Something Perfect or something like that. I've heard Joy from Joy Lee Reads talk about it a lot. But this book was her first book, and this basically is about a girl by the name of Ancy. And Ancy's a surfer. She loves the beach, she loves the summer, she loves surfing with her friends. But something happens where her aunt gets injured in the hospital, and since her aunt is a single mother with two children, her father decides to take her to Alaska, where there's no surfing and only skateboarding. So kind of has to cope with it during the summer. Then she falls in love with this cute guy named, what's his name? Lincoln, who's Ancy. Is that how I'm saying her name wrong. She's a really enjoyable character. I really enjoy the plot. I love the kind of fish out of water story about her and how she's growing to love Alaska, but she's still missing her like hometown because of course you're gonna miss it. I love the family relationship in this book. This book is really underhyped. No one ever talks about this book, and I'm really, really sad about it because it's a really, really enjoyable book. If you love those hard-hitting contemporaries like Morgan Matson, I'm so sure that you're gonna love this book. The second one I have to recommend to you, I recommend to everyone, but no one ever listens to me because once they hear the plot, they're like, what the hell is this? If you guys don't know, one of my favorite books is A Ring of Endless Light by Madeline L. Igel. That's not how you say her name. It's like lingual, but I'm not gonna say it like that. I see an L that's apart from her last name, so that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. If you don't know what this book is about, this is the 4th book in a series, but you don't need to read the recent books. All you need to know is that this book follows a girl by name Vicky, and every summer she stays on this island because her grandfather is dying of cancer. So her family stays on this island, and basically she finds out this summer that she can communicate with dolphins. Contemporary. It's a contemporary, but it was written in the 70s, but it feels contemporary. It's kind of weird at points, but you can get that with Madeline L. Igel because she wrote A Wrinkle in Time, and that book's kind of weird and kooky. Well, she's in a love square, but mostly a love triangle because the guy that likes her, she doesn't like back. It's really enjoyable. The book is better. There's a movie. It sucks. I'm sure you heard the whole spiel, but like, I really, really enjoy this book. Like, really enjoyable. I love listening to the audiobook. The audiobook is really good too. The third of this recommendations of don't read Summer I Turn Pretty, but read these books is another contemporary about the beach and a girl, and it's great. And that is Somersault by Katrina Lino. Where have you guys been? Please read this book. Oh my god, I love this. This is probably another one of my favorite books of all time. So if you don't know what Somersault is about, this book follows a girl by the name of, I believe, Georgina. And Georgina lives in this family where basically every woman of her family has a magical power. Her mom is really good with potions, her sister can fly, but she has not found it. And she's 18 which is when her power should come through. So this summer is very important to her because it's the summer before she's supposed to leave the island which she lived on since she was born. And throughout the summer, strange things happen to it where the main bird, the main attraction of the island, gets murdered, and she has to solve the murder. But while she's solving the murder, she falls in love with Prue, a girl, a bisexual girl. There's a lot of representation in here. The main character is gay, the love interest is bi, and her best friend is asexual. And it's also written beautifully in poetry, like kind of poetry verses and stuff like that. I would love for more people to read this. I love this book. Like, if I get into Hollywood, this will be the first thing I'll be adapting. So the last book that I didn't like and I had in here was The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Oh my god, remember that book, guys? Remember that trilogy that like everyone read and then everyone didn't like it and then everyone liked the movie but everyone who liked the book series didn't like the movies? Maze Runner, I did not like The Maze Runner, but if you're looking for a fun dystopian trilogy, you already know what's coming to you! Read the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness! Read it now! You don't need to know the plot of this book. All you need to know is dystopian, and it's great. Please, read it. That is the end of this book recommendations video. I hope you guys liked it. Comment and describe. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below some books. Did you like some of these books? Did you not like the books that I also didn't like? Did you like the books that I didn't like? Have you read any of the recommendations? Did you hate them? Did you like them? Blah. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the lighting. Bye.